I thought the quote at the beginning was really poignant and was a great way to center this piece and invite the viewer's consideration as they journeyed through. The patterns of avoidance, the desire for release and escape from pain were very palpable and viscerally explored through the thumping, pulsating beat, that camera work that had a swirling element of chaos to it, and really was engrossing for me as a viewer. The narration was really effective as well to tie it together in a somewhat linear fashion while still exploring the emotions and the movement throughout the piece, but really effective.
So I do like the use of the poetic and contemporary methods of storytelling that this film used. I also enjoy that they used from the actual poem Black Rainbow. I enjoyed this the story from the subjects, the main subject as she's kind of going through her journey, as well as the narration that goes along with it. I think that really helps those, especially who are unfamiliar with the film, or who are unfamiliar with sort of abstract contemporary forms of storytelling. That the narration helps at least to give you an understanding of the context of the film as well as what the main character is going through. And so with her kind of going through this painful process of coming out of the other end of a very distressful situation. And that was made clear especially by sort of the last narration where he says, "The eyes that cannot weep are the saddest eyes of all." So although in the beginning you may feel that this person is sort of going through something horrific, and there's sort of no way out. However, in a way, the distressful situation makes the coming out all that easier, or all that better, and worthwhile. So I think it was very poetic and very beautifully done.
Very dark, intense energy. Like you can feel a heart pounding, that feeling of it being in your chest. Anxiety is something that also came to light. They did a really good job of bringing that feeling into a visual form. And it also gave me the feeling, and I equated to when you take these pills and these opioids, what your body goes through. So there's a moment of euphoria where this is the best thing in the world. And you saw that visually represented in some of the visuals. And then you saw the panic, like the need. I need to get more. I need to get more, where the addiction comes in once the euphoria diminishes. And then you also saw, the after effects of taking in, and how you go into this sort of blank minded state, if you will, where the pills are working through your body and you're under the effects of them. And I felt like every aspect of this experience of taking these, to me, were very visual in within this piece.
There seems to be a sense of loss, a sense of grieving put into place here. I'm entranced by the world they have created for us, intrigued to know more about this character's backstory, what led her to these panics and pains, the war on the mental mind, hopelessness. You get to understand this character by seeing her in her different elements. You see her in her home, out and about, roaming the streets in solitude, grabbing a fresh of breath air. In the bathroom, we're vulnerable with our bodies, our thoughts, and there's this tone of this nitty-gritty atmosphere, and it's sad. The bottle is empty, and we see these different personalities arise within that moment, on the outside, on the inside. Internally, it seems to be like she's having this dance with another counterpart of herself, and she breaks, ultimately taking her life. At least that's what it seems. But rainbows are never black. rainbows only come out when the rain pours, and we walk these path of colors, more so emotions, yet we oftentimes deny this darkness that exists within ourselves. And when they say the saddest eyes never weep, I reflect on the personalities such as Robin Williams, and oftentimes you don't see this outer layer of what the person in front of you is going through and what they're experiencing. And there's an artistic, beautiful expression that exists in this piece of visual poetry.
Felt really like an actual thriller, like I was watching a teaser for something. So yeah, everything was done to really great effect here. The lighting, the coloring, the editing, the use of the voiceover, really really strongly done. There was just an absolute keen filmmaking sensibility behind this one, and it absolutely shone through.
What was very interesting about it is the use of the cinematography and the score and the sound mixing created a very tense environment. It very much felt like a drug experience or a drug trip, um, which I'm sure was probably the intention. Uh, but all in all, it was definitely a very wild experience.
Creating a vibe, like more than any sort of like plot or character or anything. It's like vibes, pure vibes, like emotion. It makes you feel things. Like when she was looking at me, I was like, what are these feelings? You feel me? So yeah, it was really effective off that. I really like the cinematography. I really like the lighting, and then the performance was S tier. So overall, really well done.